kids. Today's story is called The Great Kapok Tree, a tale of the Amazon rainforest, and it is by Lynn Cherry. And on the back cover here, there's a little description of her. I'll show you a picture. There's a picture of her sitting in a rainforest and she's drawing. So she wrote this story and drew all these pictures. And it says Lynn Cherry traveled to the Amazon rainforest in Brazil to research the illustrations for the great kapok tree. As she sat by a jungle stream, a troop of monkeys swung through the trees above her head, a paca scurried by her feet, and a hummingbird hovered over a foot away. She wrote and illustrated the great kapok tree to give her readers a glimpse of the awesome beauty of the rainforest and the marvelous creatures that inhabit it, and to remind them that it is being destroyed at an alarming rate. So this is a story of the rainforest, the Amazon rainforest, and a tree. And here in the beginning cover, there's a picture of all the borders show different animals of the rainforest. And then there's a map, and that green, all the area in green are the rainforests of the world. It's pretty neat. And here is an introduction, so I'll read that as well. In the Amazon rainforest, it is always hot, and in the heat, everything grows and grows and grows. The tops of the trees in the rainforest are called the canopy. The canopy is a sunny place that touches the sky. The animals that live there like tons of light. Colorful parrots fly from tree to tree. Monkeys leap from branch to branch. The bottom of the rainforest is called the understory. The animals that live in the understory like darkness. There, silent snakes curl around hanging vines. Graceful jaguars watch and wait. And in this steamy environment, the great kapok tree shoots up through the forest and emerges above the canopy. This is the story of a community of animals that live in one such tree in the rainforest. I'm going to show you, look at those borders. Isn't that just gorgeous? There's so many animals drawn in the borders and so much detail. The Great Kapok Tree, A Tale of the Amazon Rainforest by Lynn Cherry. Look at the blue butterfly. Really pretty, huh? This book is dedicated to Chico Mendes. Two men walked into the rainforest. Moments before, the forest had been alive with the sounds of squawking birds and howling monkeys. Now all was quiet as the creatures watched the two men and wondered why they had come. The larger man stopped and pointed to a great kapok tree. Then he left. Look how big that tree is. Look how little he is. It's like he just comes up to the roots and it goes way, 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 way up. The smaller man took the axe he carried and struck the trunk of the tree. Whack, whack, whack. The sounds of the blows rang through the forest. The wood of the tree was very hard. Chop, chop, chop. The man wiped off the sweat that ran down his face and neck. Whack, chop, whack, chop. Soon the man grew tired. He sat down to rest at the foot of the great kapok tree. Before he knew it, the heat and hum of the forest had lulled him to sleep. I'm going to take a long time on these pictures because, whoops, they are so detailed and really, really pretty. This is one of my favorite books to just look at the pictures and the borders. So it sounds like he came into the forest to cut down a tree. Then he fell asleep. A boa constrictor lived in the kapok tree. He slithered down its trunk to where the man was sleeping. He looked at the gash the axe had made in the tree. Then the huge snake slid very close to the man and hissed in the man's ear. Senor, this tree is a tree of miracles. It is my home, where generations of my ancestors have lived. Do not chop it down. A bee buzzed in the sleeping man's ear. Signor, my hive is in this kapok tree, and I fly from tree to tree and flower to flower collecting pollen. In this way, I pollinate the trees and flowers throughout the rainforest. You see, all things depend upon one another. See the bee whispering in his ear? A troop of monkeys scampered down from the canopy of the kapok tree. They chattered to the sleeping man. Signor, we have seen the ways of men. You chop down one tree and then you come back for another and then another. The roots of these great trees will wither and die, and there will be nothing left to hold the earth in place. When the heavy rains come, the soil will be washed away and this forest will become a desert. A toucan, a macaw, and a cock of the rock, those are three different kinds of tropical birds, flew down from the canopy. Senor, squawked the toucan, you must not cut down this tree. We have flown over the rainforest and we have seen what happens once you begin to chop down the trees. Many people then come and settle on the land. They set fires to clear the underbrush, and soon the forest disappears. This is our home. Where once there was life and beauty, only black and smoldering ruins remain. Those three birds talking to him. A bright and small tree frog crawled along the edge of a leaf. In a squeaky voice, he piped in the man's ear. Signor, a ruined rainforest means ruined lives, many ruined lives. You will leave many of us homeless if you chop down this great kapok tree. A jaguar had been sleeping along a branch in the middle of the tree. Because his spotted coat blended into the dappled light and shadows of the understory, no one had noticed him. Now he leapt down and padded silently over to the sleeping man. He growled in his ear, Signor, the kapok tree is home to many birds and animals. If you cut it down, where will I find my dinner? Four tree porcupines swung down from branch to branch and whispered to the man, Senor, do you know what we animals and humans need in order to live? Oxygen. And Senor, do you know what trees produce? Oxygen. If you cut down the forests, you will destroy that which gives us all life. Several anteaters climbed down the kapok tree with their young clinging to their backs. The unstriped anteater said to the sleeping man, Senor, you are chopping down this tree with no thought for the future, and surely you know that what happens tomorrow depends upon what you do today. The big man tells you to chop down a beautiful tree. He does not think of his own children who tomorrow must live in a world without trees. A three-toed sloth had begun climbing down from the canopy when the men had first appeared. Only now did she reach the ground. Plodding ever so slowly and over to the sleeping man, she spoke in her deep and lazy voice. Senor, how much beauty is How much is beauty worth? Can you live without it? If you destroy the beauty of the rainforest, on what would you feast your eyes? A child from the Yanomamo tribe who lived in the rainforest knelt over the sleeping man. He murmured in his ear, "Señor, when you awake, please look upon us all with new eyes." Isn't it amazing how many creatures depend on that one tree? The man awoke with a start. Before him stood the rainforest child, and all around him staring were the creatures who depended upon the great kapok tree. What wondrous and rare animals they were! Look at that. Wow, what an incredible picture. The man looked about and he saw the sun streaming through the canopy. Spots of bright light glowed like jewels amidst the green dark forest. Strange and beautiful plants seemed to dangle in the air, suspended from the great kapok tree. The man smelled the fragrant perfume of their flowers. He felt the steamy mist rising from the forest floor, but he heard no sound, for the creatures were strangely silent. The man stood and picked up his axe. He swung back his arm as though to strike the tree. Suddenly he stopped. He turned and looked at the animals and the child. He hesitated. Then he dropped the axe and walked out of the rainforest. That is a very beautiful book. And here's that back cover again, or the back inside cover that shows all the animals around that live in the rainforest and the rainforests of the world. Very nice book. I hope you guys have a wonderful day.